Put into perspective, we're joined by former chairman, Zamfara Committee on Prosecution of Bandits, Abdullahi Shinkafi. But before that interview, let's put into context what was said in that report by the Deputy Governor of Zamfara State.
Wanda a ɗan Zamfara mazaunin Zamfara duk wanda a ƙasar Zamfara ya shirya duk kayan da kai rikawa na yaki ya rika ma kai ne komi gare ka rika shi ka yi umarni da shi an ka zo cuta ma ka kare kanka kana da bindiga 50 ba sa hausa ba ƴan uwanka guda ku kare kanku ga azzalumai.
Good evening, Mr. Shinkafi. My guest, Abdullahi Shinkafi, who is the former chairman, Zamfara Committee on Prosecution of Bandits, joins me now. Good evening. Glad to have you join me on the news.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
All right. Is this a case of the government throwing up its hands in the air, declaring itself helpless?
Yeah. Thank you for having me. You see, the issue of arms handling, based on what the deputy governor has said, it lies under the Firearms Act of 1959. So for government calling the citizen to arm themselves, the deputy governor is referring to use of locally fabricated guns. I'm not holding brief for the deputy governor, but the Firearms Prohibition Law of 1959 is very clear on who are entitled to possess firearms. You are not allowed to use any firearms unless and until it has been licensed by Mr. President or Inspector General of Police. And the penalty for illegal possession of firearms was clearly spelled out on the Firearms Prohibition Act.
But, having referenced that clearly, what could be the impacts of allowing civilians, for instance, to use firearms, looking at the broader national security framework of Nigeria?
You see, the issue of banditry and other criminality has been on the higher side. And the issue of banditry, if I can refresh your memory, in Zamfara State, it is there for over a decade. And all the 14 local government areas of Zamfara are under siege of these criminal armed bandits, the outlaws. And the law is very clear. The criminals may have access to get these firearms illegally. And the law specifically made some stipulation on the penalty for possession of these illegal firearms. If a person has been arrested for possession of firearms, should be prosecuted for illegal possession of firearms, not less than 10 years imprisonment or fine of 20,000 by a competent court of law. So calling for civilians to arm themselves, it is uncalled for and it is illegal. It is only if they can use the locally fabricated weapons, because even on the acts, rifles is not allowed to be used, grenade is not allowed, only from action, double barrel, and must be issued. The license must be issued to the holder, and you must possess. You must be physically and mentally fit. All those who have a record of intemperamental behaviors, attitude, are not allowed to possess a firearms. And you must also attain the age of 18 years. So it's an act of National Assembly, unless and until the act is been amended, where a civilian will be now allowed to possess a firearms and ammunition.
Indeed, we'll see how that turns out. We're looking forward to a very secure Nigeria, hopefully in the nearest future. Thank you so much for your time on the news. Abdullahi Shinkafi, former chairman, Zamfara Committee on Prosecution of Bandits. Many thanks indeed for your time.
Oh, thank you. God bless you.